Hello YouTube, Jonathan800 here. So, today I'll be showcasing historical templates, fighting other historical templates, and I decided to do this by somewhat recreating the Battle of Kursk. So if we go to the Germans, this is basically the idea of how Kursk went. Attack from the south and attack from the north, encircle Kursk, take Kursk, encircle the Soviet army, you win, and then NC, you win. Alright, so all of this is thanks to Alderhill, who kindly allowed me to use his research and division templates. And here's the German one for the infantry. And here's the tank ones. This one is specifically with Panzer IVs. This one I replaced the medium with a Tiger so we can represent the Tigers that actually fought in the Battle of Kursk. Here's one with the Ferdinand. And here's one that is with up-to-date Panthers. And all the templates for the tanks, even the Panzer 38T, which you can find in the 9039 Star tape. I think the engine armor values might be off though. Those are templates you can find. The Ferdinand is just the elephant but renamed. Here's the Panzer IV, which is a long 75 version. Here's the Tiger 1. And Sturmgeschütz. Right, so we got that. The fighter templates are, well, our plane templates are, here's the Cass, the Focke-Wulf, and the Bf-109. Alright, we will go to the Soviets. Their template is a triangular division with this horrendous Troi-2 org tank division. Editor me, I kind of forgot to show the Soviet templates, but either way, all of these templates are the ones that Paradox has for these. The only one that is different is the T-34. So the T-34-85, this is the one you usually get. So what I did with the regular T-34 was use a medium cannon, even though I probably should have actually, medium cannon probably would have been the correct choice here. So, yeah, there's the tanks, and here's the planes. We got the Cass. We got the fighters. So we got that. We will, I'll try defending against the Soviets first. Here's our Air Force. I'm not even using 600 of the fighters to give the Germans a chance. Go back to Germans. What we'll do is we'll send all the planes up here, and we are going to give them a plan so they will actually somewhat attack with the infantry. No planning bonus because the main purpose was to drive with the tanks. Let's actually give them some orders so they use the tanks somewhat smartly. And that's now a word. So let's do that. And whatever they do in the north, because fun fact, out of all the times I've tested this, the north never breaks. What usually happens is they weaken themselves, and then maybe, just maybe, the Soviets can do a counteroffensive up there. But usually, fun fact, no. So we got that. AI is off, so we can maintain those armored spearheads, and either way, even with AI off, the front lines will still shuffle. So we got that. Let's tag to the Soviets. We're going to 3-speed, and we're going to try to defend. So, south is breaking. Not great. The north I can trust with holding, but this is usually not great. Let's actually send an INF instead. So, the advantage that the Germans have is that that the Soviets have no supply in Kursk. This railroad that was added, I had to add that in because Kursk is usually only supplied by this railroad up here. So northbound, as expected, but the south is actually not having a great time. Yeah, we're on the verge of being reinforced meme, and we just did. Alright, so the whole point of the Soviet strategy was defense in depth, which we actually lack. We actually really need to find a way to counter this. They are actually doing a lot better. I'm actually having to send Konev down to help, but we are at the pinning attacks are working, and we have successfully held back the Germans there, and maybe can even get a counterattack because the Germans have weakened themselves. So let's actually do this, do this, do this, do this. The Germans are somewhat holding, but yeah, they are just holding. But we don't have any tanks in there yet, and there you go. Gotta actually be careful here. Germans are bouncing off the line there. That's going well. Let's quickly do a pin attack there. Let's actually send some troops down to attack here. We are just gonna fully attack with our infantry. And with that, we should be able to... There we go. We held the line there. Our battles is mostly with the tanks. And there we go. Now, what we could do is actually try to get more supply in the area. And we are actually losing the north somewhat. These divisions are not the most supplied. And what we can try to do is actually push Orel. And then maybe try to get an attack off here. Let's actually make it to where the tanks are in the battle. Then we can attack. So you got that. The Germans have already exhausted themselves, so the south is mostly fine. So we can concentrate our efforts to attack the Orel, which is going mostly fine. I would like to pin that division. I actually will. Let's actually do that, and we get Orel. So we have more supply north. So yeah, you can tell by this that it's a Soviet victory. The Germans have failed all their war aims, and they have exhausted their supplies. If we just type in Germany. Where is it? Yeah. Well, the North didn't see much fighting, but they couldn't really do much. So they actually held out pretty well. But the South, with all the fighting, those orange bars are not great. So we will see you fighting playing as the Germans. Alright, we are back. So, when it comes to this, the North is pretty well defended because of the forests. We can get air superiority as the Germans, partially because I have 600 Soviet fighters not fighting. So our best hope is to make a breakthrough with the south and attack Kursk that way. So that's what we'll do. We'll send Hoth to make an attack here. We can't really attack here, so what I'm actually going to do is change the front lines a bit and maybe see if we can actually do a broad attack with that. So, South is making a breakthrough as expected. Let's actually see if we can send some imp in there to help. Because right now the plan is just to see if we can get Kursk. So let's try to make a pin attack. It probably won't do well. Let's do an attack up here with all of the tanks. Because I believe the infantry can somewhat hold. Let's actually send what kind of tank destroyers. Okay. So we got this. Our tanks are already quite deorged. So let's do that. Let's now make an offensive. Here, they aren't in place, but hopefully we can actually get something. We are taking about equal losses, and we are already getting stalled. This isn't going so great. Though we did make a breakthrough here. Let's actually see if we can continue pushing this area. Yeah, the north is just not having a great time, but we actually are making a breakthrough. This is like the first time the north is possibly making a breakthrough there. If we only have more divisions to actually pin the troops up there. And then we could cut a supply lines. The attack stalled again, plus bash into the front line some more. See if we can do something. South is stalling. Let's go here. Yeah. Oh, we finally made a breakthrough. Let's do a quick push here. We are losing our ability to make encirclement though by doing this. But we have made a slight breakthrough in the north there, as we have stalled out in the south. Let's see what else we could go for. Air superiority is not going to be great. Let's see what we have there. Nope, it's just a forest. And there's also a river here, so making an attack here quite painful. Let's see what we can do here. We are flanking, but what's our problem? Low supply, terrain, exceeding combat width. What happens if we take out, do only the tanks? Terrain. If we do just the infantry, I got the tanks in there, but exceeding combat. There's no winning. So once again, let's just full offensive from the side. See how well that goes for us. Right now, let's just focus on getting Kursk itself, so. There is just not a lot helping us here. And the Soviets could make the attack go well, as we said. Maybe there's just a whole lot of divisions. Yeah. Well, the German infantry can somewhat push because, fun fact, line arty isn't great. Do you see that? This division here is breaking your 9-3 that everyone uses. But to be fair, there's a numerical superior advantage here. But yeah. So, historical result, Kursk failed. The Soviets probably could counterattack semi-easily, probably not. Yeah, I believe they're attacking across the river here. Ah. You hold here, send more tanks to attack. It is stalling. Oh. Green bubble, go up. Let's send this tank here to attack. Whoops. Well, that Kursk did not go well for the Germans at all. So, yeah. I guess Soviet templates are just superior to German templates. So, what's our key takeaway from this? Historical templates suck. They do not work well. But what they do result in is historical results. Because in both situations, the Soviets won. If you want to test this out for yourself, go right ahead, recreate this. And you might have the same results. So, yeah. Once again, huge shout out to Alderhill for doing all the research and designing these templates that I would then borrow Well, I did ask politely on Discord. But either way, huge shout out to him. Thank you to him. And be sure to like and subscribe, you know the deal. And this is Jonathan 800 signing out.